So now, after our fun mailbag, I want to talk to you about a couple topics. I had a couple topics. Doza and I discussed this a little bit during the week. We wanted to discuss the IC title.
Yeah.
So the title subject topic, whatever you want to call it, is the greatest Intercontinental Champions and how the belt has lost its appeal. So let's start off first on if you do feel that the belt, the IC title belt, which is the second most coveted belt in the WWE Universe, has that belt lost its mass appeal? Has it lost its flavor? Has it lost its, meaning?
I'm going to say for right now, yeah. It's on Ryback, right?
Yeah.
And I guess he's going into a feud with Kevin Owens, so that seems likely to happen.
Like it, yeah.
And that'd be a great matchup. That'll probably elevate the title. But it doesn't seem as important as the U.S. title. Like, because John Cena made that shit important, man.
Yes.
Like, because I didn't care about that really. And then he got it. Even when Rusev had it. Well, actually, yeah, when Rusev had it, I felt like it was kind of important because he was like probably the biggest heel at the time.
For the U.S. title?
Yeah, and then he was like a monster. He was undefeated, and he had the U.S. title.
Yeah.
They're fighting for the U.S. title at Night of Champions, and I'm sure I'm gonna look forward to that match more than I will
the IC title.
Yeah.
Well, you have at Night of Champions, you have Ryback versus Big Show again, and we've talked about this extensively, and it just doesn't appeal to me. Has it lost its appeal? Yes. I mean, I agree with you. As of right now, I believe so. The thing is, when right before, actually at the later part of last year, 2014, they had it on Barrett. Remember, the IC title belt was on Barrett. And then Dean Ambrose came down, stole the belt. And then you can start seeing a storyline where it's like, oh, this belt is important because all these people started coming in, all these wrestlers started coming in and wanting that IC title belt. Luke Harper wanted to do it. Daniel Bryan wanted to do it.
Yeah. Was it the ladder?
It was a
ladder match at fucking WrestleMania. That was crazy.
Yeah, it was, I believe, the opening match at WrestleMania. That wasn't a dark match. But it was an opening match with Daniel Bryan winning the title. My second kind of question to you on top of this is putting the belt on Daniel Bryan and unfortunately having him have to vacate it because of injury.
Yeah,
did that make
set it back, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what you were going to ask.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you knew what was coming. I just feel that if it stayed on Bryan, if he was able to wrestle, if he didn't get injured, this belt would be important.
Yeah, because Bryan, they put him like, he's so over and like with the crowd, like he could... People would think he could be a match for Brock Lesnar.
Yes.
Like, that's how over he is.
Yes.
And if he had the Intercontinental title, of course it's important. But then you have Ryback and, he's, some people aren't that big fans of his.
Yeah.
I guess I could say I'm kind of not, although I like the Feed Me More thing and I get excited when he does that.
Yeah, you're a very interactive guy. When we go to Raw, or any time that WWE comes into the city and we go watch a show, you and I, we get into it, man. Sometimes
me more.
Sometimes Doza and I will almost fight, while we're there in the crowd. But that's what makes it fun. Live events. If any of you have never been to a live WWE event, I really, really want to tell you to go to a live event. It doesn't have to be a pay-per-view. It doesn't have to be SummerSlam. It doesn't have to be WrestleMania. Go to a Raw event. Go to a, SmackDown. Go to a live show. Live shows.
Let's go to even a house show.
Go to a live house show. It's fun, man. The crowd gets into it.
Man, those are fun.
Just the going back and forth. Last time we went, I took my son there, and it was his first time going, and he was amazed by the fireflies. He wanted to be a firefly. Dad, give me your cell phone. I want to be a firefly.
He put it up. That was cool.
He put it up. It's just it's an event. So for those of you that haven't gone to see a WWE event, go watch it. So IC title, Bryant not being able to defend it really set him back, because you had people like Ziggler and Barrett and who don't have the wide appeal that Daniel Bryan had.
Yeah.
Because Daniel Bryan, if you may or may not know this, was trained by Shawn Michaels, who to me was
I didn't know that.
one of the greatest IC title holders ever. And you and I, in a few minutes, will discuss our top 5 IC champions. Okay. But I'm spoiling one. Shawn Michaels to me was one of the greatest title holders.
Let's just say we'll agree on that one.
Yeah. So, but again, it's you are cut from the same jib, and he was trained by one of the best. Not even IC champions. He was trained by one of the best,
if not the best,
performers ever.
Yeah.
So there's that feel that Bryan made it, and he like you said, he reacted with the crowd and stuff. So I'm pulling for the IC title to get a little bit better. But here's another reason why we brought it up, and one point that I wanted to make. Other than Divas Championship, and other than the Tag Team Championship, you have 3 single male dominated singles, or 3 singles titles that are dominated by males. That's what I should say. You have the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, you have the IC Championship, and then you have the US title. Back in the day, they had the European title, they had the Hardcore title, they had all these other titles, and that's not even when they unified the other ones from WCW. So you had more chances to kind of give people, and the lower ones didn't really have meaning. But now, you're right. You made a very valid and good point. The U.S. title means more right now than the IC title, and that's not how it's supposed to be. Yeah, exactly. The Intercontinental title means that you're the second best wrestler. Yeah, in the
you should be the number 1 contender to the belt. And Ryback, he's not that role for me.
Nowhere near it.
Yeah,
maybe one day he will be. And this is not a knock on Ryback. Yeah, he works hard. And
I've learned to appreciate him.
Yeah. His gimmick is getting over. Yeah. But he's not, I'm sorry, he's not the second best wrestler in the company. Yeah. So to me, that kind of makes it a little bit, it makes it a little bit hard to say that it's being defended well, because especially when you go against like someone like the Big Show.
Is that on the match card for Night of Champions? Yeah. Oh, damn, it is.
Yeah. So you have Ryback and you have Big Show. Miz is still around there. I don't think he's going to be added. They shouldn't, because
they already just did it. Why would you do that again?
But Big Show and Ryback are going to battle for the IC title. Even after that, you were mentioning Kevin Owens, which I think will be a good feud, but they have to do it properly. Because if they don't do it properly, then it's, because you look at Kevin Owens and he's smaller, he has a great moveset, he's a great worker. Yeah. But like you look at him and you look at Ryback, your automatic thought is, this guy's not going to beat him. This guy's not going to carry Ryback into a pop-up power bomb and stuff like that, which makes it better, because if he does do that, then it makes it more powerful as a fan. But they just haven't been doing that. Like, who cares if Ryback can pick up Big Show? Yeah. And Big Show has a stupid knockout punch. It doesn't make any sense to me. So I think we both agree that it's lost its appeal, and
I think if you could just put it on a Kevin Owens or somebody with really respectable, then yeah, and not to say Ryback isn't, because I know he's worked hard and trying to get there or whatever, and it really hurt him when CM Punk said those things about him. Yeah, that he like
they're not exactly the best of friends.
Yeah. So, but you know what? We'll just have to see revisit that question like after they get through the feud with the Big Show. Because right now, if it's Ryback and the Big Show, hell yeah, this shit isn't important.
You know what I always thought was, Roman Reigns was getting so much heat before WrestleMania about being pushed too much into the World Heavyweight title picture. Had The Rock come out and help him out at Royal Rumble. Mm-hmm. Technically almost won it at WrestleMania, but he was being pushed, he was being groomed, he had so much heat on him because of it. What would have happened, in your opinion? What do you think would have happened if he was pushed for the IC title first? Do you think he would have gained more respect going that route? Oh yeah,
I think definitely, because the whole thing was he wasn't ready for the big belt. Yeah, but I felt like he was ready for the Intercontinental. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't have been mad at that.
And that's, I don't understand why they didn't do that. You know,
Who was the Intercontinental holder at WrestleMania?
It was Barrett, I believe, because remember Barrett was trying to get his title back because everyone stole it.
Oh yeah, and then Brian won it.
And remember R-Truth even stole it at some point. So you had R-Truth, Barrett, Luke Harper, Daniel Bryan, Dean Ambrose, maybe Ziggler, maybe another person. But you had all of them in this ladder match. You know, those are good competitors. Those are good workers. You know, Daniel Bryan, I fully agreed with him getting it. It was unfortunate that he got injured. But I mean, imagine putting a Roman Reigns on an IC title hunt with Orton, even Sheamus.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
You know,
I would you ease him into the role of So that would have been a lot better instead of having him get pushed into the main event with Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, you give him a title.
People felt like he wasn't deserving, and that they're just pushing him in our face.
Exactly. Like you push him too hard for the top title when you could have easily just kind of let him go this other way and have the crowd react the way that they wanted to react. So I know they wanted to cheer him. When the Shield, went away from the Authority and became their own entity, they were cheered. They were, like all three of them were cheered every single time that they had a match. And then they started pushing Roman.
It's because Roman got exposed. Like, oh well, as a singles performer, like he was lacking.
Yeah,
because
no moveset.
The other ones were carrying him, and then he'd get like a hot tag, and then he'd come and beat Powerhouse, which was perfect for him. Yeah, and then once he got into the singles picture, and he had to cut promos, and people were impressed with the moveset. Like, oh shit, he's not ready, and I agreed with them. He wasn't ready.
Yeah, he wasn't ready. I agree with you. He wasn't ready.
But you put him in the Intercontinental? Yeah. I would have been fine with that.
There's a lot of options. They need to. I think WWE needs to kind of expand their thought process and put people where it would benefit them and the company. Especially things like putting Roman Reigns in an IC title picture. Yeah.